Well, thank you guys for coming out to the second triannual town hall. Before we get going too much into the responses or anything like that, I want to go ahead and do the trophies for the upside down. Get that out of the way. So congratulations to our champions at the upside down. In first place, we had Nevada Schultz. Second was Billy Lai. And third place, we had Jake Heimdall and Joey Crumbs tied up. And we have these awesome trophies here made by the mayor of KP, Jason Hilbert. In the junior division, exciting stuff there. We had a two-way tie between Austin Werner and Shadow Cedars. And first in the women's category was none other than Gemma. All right. Into the town hall survey responses. We got some feedback on the Mesmerize. Looks like a lot of them were kind of very well done and great events, kind of some positive sentiments. Looks like we do have course maintenance items. Looks like let's hear just course maintenance items, nothing on the event itself other than if most of the holes in the back have of course force you to throw over trees. Seems a bit harsh to then slap a 2-meter penalty. And then low fairway shots are cleaned up and opened up a bit. The 2-meter rule will be fine. So it sounds like the feedback here is if we clean it up a little bit, they won't feel as bad about the 2-meter rule. Otherwise, it feels bad to have a 2-meter rule. Smuggler's Run, we had a little bit more feedback. We did get hit with a bit of extra growth this year, as the first comment calls out. I wouldn't say that the course was necessarily unplayable, but there was definitely a lot more weeds, a little bit more hunting and fetching through the bushes to try to find discs. Agrees. Really cool. Cool of Jason to put together all the signage for this. Really cool event, in my opinion. The category was I understand the feedback here with a great event, but if we're creating categories to make people stick to one category and have prizes per category, there was only one prize, wasn't there? Just the one trophy. It was just overall. Yeah, it's just a casual event. The categories were just kind of for shits and giggles, really. They didn't really mean anything. But that is a good bit of feedback. If we wanted to expand the event, we could try to have people stick to whichever group they wanted to represent. This one here, maybe keep forgetting I can't actually highlight here. Maybe it's me, but I didn't see what tee went with what basket. It took a while for us to find that the short tees was the black logo and the long tees was the red logo, or vice versa. Then if shooting from the short tees, was that to the numbered basket or to the other basket? So this feedback right here, I would say reference UDisc. So the when you're looking at your phone, at your scorecard, you can actually pull up a map view and it'll illustrate where you are and where the basket is, and you should be able to differentiate where you're supposed to be thrown to and from using the UDisc map function. And yeah, I agree with these positive feedbacks. Appreciate that. I know Jason does. About the bag tag. So on this first bit of feedback, I put out a poll in terms of what's that?
Can you read the first thing that said? I'm having a hard time reading it.
Sure. So it says, would really like to see more prize options for intermediate players. The focus on getting top ranked players out misses most of the membership. So the biggest focus with the bag tag, and again, I put a poll out to the general public, and the payout strategy that we ended up adopting, payout and division strategy that we ended up adopting was the popular vote. The biggest focus on the biggest focus for the monthly bag tag is not the payout. The biggest focus is to compete for a lower tag. So that really is kind of the focus of the monthly bag tag, is we do want to see those low tag numbers in circulation. One of the easiest ways to do that is to offer a payout. That payout's funded by buy-ins. We added additional divisions and we pay top 2 of each division. But if enough people don't come out to represent a given division, they have to get absorbed somewhere. So the answer is to get more people out and playing so that there's more representation in those divisions. The payout is, or the buy-in is, I believe it's the lowest tournament buy-in that we have currently. So yes, there's a payout, but the payout is small. Yes, there's a buy-in, but the buy-in is not very much. And it does act as an additional revenue stream for the club itself to again pay for upkeep and improvements and things like that. And there's always the option of setting up casual monthly bag tags. Those do happen from time to time. And that's, you know, just people going together and playing for tags and see who shows up. It's worth noting that people don't really show up to those very often. People show up to the monthly. So yeah, it's hard to kind of balance that out, but that's the current state of things. Only participated in one bag tag, but it went really well in my eyes. Many thanks to me for the outstanding coordination. Hats off to Brian Earl for taking over the reins for that, honestly. It was fun to set it up and get it going this year, but I'm confident that it's in good hands moving forward with Brian. Start earlier and randomize cards, force people to meet new players. I would argue that we kind of already do that. The starting earlier doesn't work. People don't show up earlier than a 9:30 registration, 10:30 throw.
Like during the summer even?
Yes, even during the summer. The first one I ran, I tried to run it earlier and no one showed up.
I so many things, like so many guys go out so early.
Sure, but
Why wouldn't
not for bag tag.
I-
They just don't. You're asking me to read people's minds. I can't do that. Honestly, at 9:30 registration time, 10:30 throw time, it has been kind of the sweet spot for getting people out to bag tag.
Did you do 2 rounds, like an earlier round and then a later round?
No, because remember, you also need to have a TD that's running that and organizing it, and it's a lot of work to run events.
I really
The other thing to keep in mind is that this is ran on a weekend at our busiest course.
This is set up positive. Kelly.
This is at Kelly.
Oh, yeah, that is tricky because Roswell is like so easy to do that regardless.
Yeah, and so like we're already taking a weekend day, and when monthly bag tag is running, it does cause traffic at Kelly Park to slow down. So trying to run 2 bag tags within a day, it's not gonna work.
How long does a round typically take?
For a bag tag,
Yeah.
about 3 hours, 3.5.
So, so if they wanted like an earlier round, they'd have to start at 7 and if you were to do an earlier round and want to not cause the traffic, say that say that there was a person who would be able to like run that event. If you were to add an earlier one, you could start at like 8, like an hour and a half earlier, so that there's not as much back, right? If that were like a possibility.
I think what you're missing is how a bag tag works. So everyone puts in their tags.
Yes.
And those all get dispersed out. So
you can redisperse all of those tags that like.
So that one group wouldn't even have a chance at whatever tags were in the group they're not in. So if the one tag plays the 9:30, you see it, are you starting to see where the complication is coming in?
Yes.
So one bag tag round in a day. All right. I think we would be more likely to come if there wasn't a cost associated with it. It would be fun just to play regularly for tags. I agree with you that it is fun to just play regularly for tags, and anyone can set up a bag tag round. Specifically the monthly bag tag round that the club puts on has a buy-in one in order to help encourage some of the lower tag numbers to come out and put up their tags for play. And also it is a revenue stream. We take $1 out of each entry and that goes to the club. So that is why there is a cost associated with it. So that's why there's a cost associated with it. It is again our lowest cost association with any of our tournaments. And it actually pays out more people than any of our tournaments that's not a major. So other than the Mesmerize or the Silicon Valley Classic, it pays out more people. Yep, I agree. It is fun. Next one, great opportunity to meet people in the club. I don't like the fact that you have to pay and are put in a division that might not be a good fit. So regardless of how well I play, I'm just donating money. Might not attend in the future because of this. So kind of the same sentiment as the previous critical comment. It's hard to strike that balance. It's hard to get those lower tags to come out unless there is some sort of a payout. And like I said before, we did hold a poll in order to see what was the most popular idea with how to create the divisions, how many people to pay out on each division. There is currently an open division, an amateur division, a junior division, and a women's division. And we pay top 2 of each division.
So there's 4 divisions.
There are 4 divisions. You have to have a minimum of 4 representatives in order to make a division.
So is this person saying that they want more divisions?
I believe they're saying that they don't want a buy-in at all. They
No,
want it
the
to be a
second
free
part where it
tournament.
says and are put in a division that might not be a good fit.
Sure,
So
so
maybe are they saying they want another division? Like another.
I think they're saying that they want like like an amateur division.
I mean, that could be fun.
So
There are really people who suck like me that can't even, I mean, I go because it's fun and I put my money in because I want to participate, but I know I'm never gonna get my money back, and that would be kind of fun to be like, I got paid $2 because I beat 2 other guys that suck just as much as I do. It might be kind of cool to do maybe a junior league also, and then also.
we already have junior.
Okay, so I mean, like maybe you can just have like a newbie group. Like if you have been playing
That's
for
what
less than-
amateur is.
I know, but like even amateur people are like way better than like by far. And I play a lot. I mean, I used to play a lot.
Right, but there's also a women's division, which
Yeah, but like
if enough women show up, then it would actually be helped. We actually haven't had enough women show up at all. We've had one woman representative this entire year. No, it was Liliana.
wow. Yeah.
So I mean, like I said before, the solution is more
Need
people
more
coming out, more representation.
I guess if the goal is to get more people to come and people are saying that it would be encouraging to be like, maybe you can have like another, like the divisions could be like more easily set for like your actual skill level. Maybe we could come up with like a different skill level.
Right,
division.
but then you're getting into the territory of a major tournament versus a monthly bag tag. And that's the biggest
But if
difference is the main focus is not the payout. The main focus is you're playing for your tags.
But if our goal is to get people to be there, then we
Right,
need to
and
make
people
it like,
don't show up when there's not a payout.
Yeah.
They don't.
Exactly. So the more divisions.
No. I mean when we don't charge, people don't show up.
I say still charge people, but give another divisions for like people who are lower, or even I would say like.
So then you're running into logistic issues of what makes an amateur.
Yeah. Truly.
And then you're gonna have complications of people saying, well, that person's sandbagging, they should be hired. So it's that added complexity actually doesn't help. It's diminishing returns.
Okay.
And if you have too many divisions, you now don't have enough representation across the board and people are gonna get absorbed anyway.
Okay. I hear that. As somebody who knows that I'm on the lower end of that never gonna get it. If there was a division where I was like, I got paid literally $2 because like,
But I don't think we're ever going to have a payout that's less than what you put in. So that's the other part of it.
yeah, but if the goal is to get people to go and the thing that makes people wanna go is getting paid, then let's get everyone in within like a range being able to be paid. You know, like if they say that there's how many divisions so far? There's 4, there's the
There's
open,
There's pro, am, women, and junior.
junior, okay, so there's 4. If we put another one in there, that's like any range, right? Like between, like, say that there are PDGA numbers, like.
It's not a PDGA event, and I'm not going to use, like, I'm not gonna put that on Brian to try to figure out what everyone's PDGA is, if they even have a PDGA.
What I mean
The
is
monthly
there's
bag
4.
tag, the monthly bag tag is a casual fun event that happens to have a payout. That's, as long as you keep that in mind, that it happens to have a payout, that's not the focus of the event. Then it makes more sense. The second you start trying to make the payout be the focus, you're running into making a major tournament versus a bag tag.
I think it's also putting people more in groups, like he was, what did it say? It's like, if you.
So the cards are
divisions might
already
be a good,
randomized.
like, because there's like, you'll be on the amateur one, right? So there's like the easiest group of guys that you can play with. And still like all of the guys are way better than you, like that.
So remember how we actually do the bag tag cards?
Where
The
you
bag
do, like,
tag
player
cards.
AV, like the. A's
No,
and
no,
B's.
no. This is bag tag, not doubles.
Oh, yeah, sorry guys, let me try to get on.
Okay. So this is bag tag, not doubles. It's where you turn in all your, yes, they're completely different. This is
Sorry.
nothing to do with doubles.
Doubles is for that format where you gotta have a fighting chance.
Yes.
Chance.
That's the one.
Yes.
where
If you
you
get with
So
an A
that
player,
one, you get paired with an A player through a B player. And so you have the chance that, hey, if your A player's on fire and you're hitting your putts, you have a good chance of winning doubles.
yeah, you're not
Bag
gonna be a
tag.
donor.
Yeah,
Not even donor.
bag tag. It's all about the number tags that you get for being a member of SVDGC. You turn that in at the beginning. You go and play a singles round. Your card is made up of people that are in the same tag number range as you.
Yeah.
So if you have tag 300, then the people that are on your card are probably going to be anywhere from like 298 to 305 will be who's on your card.
I mean, like, I played on amateur cards before and I've never, ever been anywhere close to the same skill level as the other people.
Sure.
So if there was another level under that, I would fit there.
The novice.
Right, but
Novice.
that's not,
Novice.
yeah,
There
but
it
that's not the
There's
point
the
of bag tag. The point of bag tag is you're trying to get a lower tag number.
Yes.
There just happens to be a payout.
Oh, I see, okay. So like the bag tag, you get paid, but you don't, it's not about the bag, it's about the bag tag number.
It's about the bag tag number.
Not
The
about
bag
the
tag
payout,
number
but
is
there
one
is a
division.
payout.
There's
But
one,
there, but I feel like maybe the payout should be part of it because people are saying that they would go if there was payout. So like the people come for the
right, so
payout, but not because.
there is a payout.
Yes,
There are 4 payout divisions. Okay, there's pro, am, women, junior. The top 2 of each division get paid out.
yes,
So 8 people are already getting paid out
okay,
across the field. That's more than we typically pay out at any of our smaller events. The only ones that pay out more are the Mesmerize and the Silicon Valley Classic, which pay top 20% of each division.
Okay.
Again, this is a more casual tournament where the purpose is to get a lower tag number. And it happens to have a payout component to it. And that is to help encourage the lower tag numbers to come out and put their tags out. So there's a chance that you could take that lower tag number. Nobody wants to come out to a bag tag round where you only have tag numbers 250 plus.
yes. But if nobody, like, if you are a novice and you still pay. And you are paying against people who are amateur, which is a higher skill level than novice, then you know that you're never, ever gonna be able to be paid out.
Never
Sure. And that's I mean, that's
If
competition.
this is like the response, the feedback that people are giving, then maybe that is an option. I'm just saying. I
Well,
don't
yeah,
have to
and
keep
like I
going.
said,
Just saying.
anyone can organize, and people have organized free bag tag rounds that are not
Yeah.
ran officially through the club, and nobody shows up to those.
Yeah, it's true. This is that. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to pull it
I have a
out.
comment in the question.
Yeah.
Comment is, I think people don't really realize it's a fundraising for the club, and I didn't. I mean, I'm thinking, well, why would I want to donate?
Yeah.
That might have been my comment. Why would I donate to somebody else?
Sure.
Even though $5, $6, whatever bucks, but people, I think promoting more that it's a fundraiser for the club, also a fun event and chance to get a lower tag, not really. You know, people in high school level,
Yeah,
I'm not gonna ever win. I'm gonna be way
and
down.
I'm in the same boat.
I'm in the
never
bottom.
Gonna win.
Yeah, I'm in the bottom third when I'm lucky.
Donating so it's better than me. So you're gonna get-
Unless I have a good day, maybe I'm in the top third.
Yeah,
So I think promoting more that, hey, it's fundraising, a fun fundraising event, and you can get a lower tag number than you can.
yeah,
I literally don't care about my tag number. It's something that comes along with supporting the club, buying a
Yes.
membership. And I don't really put my tag up ever because I don't care.
yeah.
But, well, no, because you get one or 0.5.
Somebody wants my tag.
I actually have, so my tag is relatively low because I just pay early. I mean.
Yeah.
You pay for your membership early and then that's.
Yeah.
Or I think.
Well,
got-
the first
Yeah.
210 tags went to the bag tag challenge.
Yes, yeah, so I actually have a decent. So the question is, what makes an amateur in this division?
Right, and so so Brian Roll is the TD for the bag tag company, so that really is his fault. My suggestion to him is that if you have 99 or lower, you're automatically in the pro division. And anyone can opt into the pro division, and basically there's a slight skew for the payouts into the pro division to make up for the fact that it's going to be a smaller division in order to encourage people like, hey, you gotta play better, but it's a little bit bigger pot there. So there's a little bit of that going on. So that's really what it comes down
It's
to.
kind of a TD discretion.
It's TD discretion. My suggestion to Brian is, the first 100 tag numbers,
Yeah, it makes it.
bro.
Yeah.
If tags 1 through 20 come out, great. We now have a 20%. Yeah. We have a 1 through 20 and tags available, and those guys are automatically in the pro division. And then amateur is basically, just a mix, essentially mixed open, not pro.
Yeah.
Women's and juniors are pretty self-explanatory. No, thank you. All right. This one was interesting and I didn't really understand what they were getting at. So to encourage newcomers, I'd recommend having random draw fixed card size, or at least facilitate grouping of solo players in smaller groups. I'm not sure if maybe they thought they were responding to a different event, but that doesn't make sense in the context of a bag tag.
What's
the-
the card size? Does that mean every card has to be 4 people? Or like?
That's what I'm thinking is the case, but the division doesn't always work out that way. If I have 38 people coming out to play, 4 doesn't go into 38.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not really sure how that works out. And solo players, it's a singles tournament, so everyone's a solo player. Yeah. And then Brian was a great TD last month. I agree. Hats off to Brian. There were some technical difficulties that got that he was able to work through, and I think we've ironed out some of those speed bumps we've had. Okay, weekly triples. Looking forward to the thing starting up again. Obviously, they took the survey back when I launched this. Triples is live. It is Tuesdays at Praga de la Raza.
Tuesdays at Raza.
Yep.
At what?
That one I believe is registration at 4:30 and they start throwing at 5.
Do they have a youth one? The youth one for that table?
What do you mean a
Do
youth?
they have
one?
like a youth division for that?
There's no divisions in triples, it's random triples.
It's random. So when does the youth have like their events? Is it only during back tag? You said that there's a men's pro, a men's amateur, a women's,
Different context entirely, Steph.
okay. Okay.
We'll discuss that offline. Totally different context. Took too long. It's sure now to change this with 3 shots per lie. I'm not. I mean, typically you're done with triples by about 8 o'clock, 8:30 if it's a particularly long layout. So I'm not really sure what to do with that feedback, and I don't quite understand that it's sure now to change this with 3 shots per lie. And I wish we tracked trips on UDisc. So yeah, that's feedback for Aaron. I will tap him on the shoulder and let him know that came in for it. Weekly doubles, good time. Would be nice to divide the pools more fairly, maybe A, B, C, and D. Also, if you win or place in the top 3 consistently, players should be forced to move up. And if it's an A-tier player, they should be forced to play with someone of a lower level. So, I mean, it is A, B random draw doubles. So an A player is paired with a B player. Dividing it into A, B, C, and D isn't going to make any sense at all.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It's random. You have A pool and a B pool. Your A players are those that can drive 375 feet or more. Your B players are, everyone else. And when we do see that a B player has repeatedly won, they do get put up into A. That actually happened to Daviar. He's now an A player. Has been since last year.
Say he's been an A player.
Yeah, he's been an A player for a bit, and he's.
That's why I said the A is for David.
So
That leading player is David.
So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do with this feedback. An A player is
Nobody do A, B, C, D because you're not gonna find that kind of ranking.
no, you're not gonna find that kind of ranking. And all you're gonna end up doing is absorbing C and D back into B again.
There's never that deep.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're an A player, sometimes you're a B player, depending on who shows up.
Well, and I think one thing to keep in mind as well with some of these smaller weekly, monthly events is there is a certain level of logistical overhead that has to be managed. You try to make it too logistically taxing on the TD, you're not going to have a TD. It's a thankless job. All the TDs are volunteers. Nobody's getting paid to do that job. Aaron's not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. Brian's not getting paid. So you have to keep the logistics to a minimum and keep it as simple as possible in order to have the best experience for the players, and also to make it as easy as possible for the TDs to run the events themselves.
2 stands for tournament director, right?
Correct.
Sweet.
All right. I think that was it for the event. So here's member feedback and questions to the board. Appreciate your hard work, especially organizing work days. It takes a lot to keep the courses reasonably nice and make things much more fun to play with nice courses and regular events. Well, thank you very much for that comment. We agree with you. It takes a village, especially when we have a super bloom like we had this year. And with fire season kind of well on its way, we're severely limited in the kind of work that we can do on the courses. So yes, when you see work days, please come out, bring your friends, bring the family, and we can all keep the courses in tip-top shape. Love the short course at Kelly as I'm older, and that is right in line with my skill set and capabilities. That was one of the goals for the concrete pad project at Kelly, was to just give more variety and open up disc golf to more varied play. So it's nice to see that that's working. I would love to spend some time cleaning up the fairways at Hellier and Kelly. I will check in with Rolston on this later. Thank you for all the work you guys do. I very much appreciate it. Always looking to maintain the courses. Appreciate that. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. Facebook's a really good way to get a hold of me, or if you have my phone number, just send me a text or call me. Can we please go back to the original numbering at Kelly Park with 2A, 2B, and 5A? No. We're gonna go with no on that one. Oh, it looks like this accidentally got split into multiple bullet points, but the legacy of the original layout should be preserved, and I just can't get used to the new numbers. And then suggestion to add this question to the next town hall survey, should the numbers, so basically they're asking for us to have a poll. So the numbering was changed by board vote to 1 through 21. We removed all the A-holes off of the course, and they're gonna remain off the course. And I mean, I understand that's, you know, it's hard to get used to the new numbering, but not doing something because that's not how we've done it before is not, it's not ever a good excuse for growing and changing. So yeah, the numbers will be kept 1 through 21. What's that?
What is the legacy they're talking about? How long were they?
The original 18 holes that were built in 2015. So originally it was 1 through 18, and then when the new holes got added for the classic last year, the classic was a mesmerize. Has it been a couple of years already? Okay, so yeah, we'd added temp holes for the classic, and we got to go ahead to make the permanent holes, and they were originally 2A, 2B, and 5A. And it can make having the lettered holes is annoying, yeah, especially when you get on the backside, you're like, okay, well, I've played 18 holes. Oh, I'm actually on hole 15.
Got it.
So
how long
1
the legacy
through
of it
21.
wanted to- How long was that? How long has Kelly been there?
Since 2015.
So they're the legacy of 6 years?
8 years.
It's not really much of a legacy. It's like kind of cool, but whatever.
Anyway, so yeah, numbering's gonna stay the same. This is my first year in the organization. I'm really impressed on all that you do and how members treat you, even if they don't know you are a member. I do plan to get more involved as I'm really enjoying disc golf. Well, welcome to the club. Was it yours? Oh,
Welcome to the cold.
yeah, welcome to the cult, one of us. All right, keep the conversation going about how to have a safe community presence out at Kelly. Love you guys. So yeah, that's always a discussion on the forefront. Obviously we have a native population at Kelly that causes us issues, and we are limited in actions that can be taken. But the biggest thing is make sure you and your group are staying safe. If you see something, report it. If it's an active crime, call 911 after you make sure that your group gets safe. Take photos and video if you can do so safely, but the biggest thing is make sure that you and your group are 100% safe. Would love to see a couple more unique events sprinkled in, like a couple of flex start 1-day tournaments or something like Smuggler's Run. Also dramatically altering parts of the course to make it feel very different, like Mando's, added OB, etc. It's cool when the course requires you to make a different shot than you normally would. We agree. That's why we have so many layouts on UDisc for Kelly. You know, we have 42 pads to play with, and what is it, 21, and we have 9. We have like 12 white baskets now, right? 11 or 12?
I'm not sure what count. We got,
I'd have to look back and see what I have active. So yeah, with that many baskets and that many tee pads, there is a lot of variety. And yeah, we just had the upside down. So that was another kind of themed event. Along the same vein as Smuggler's Run. I would caution, it's better to, you want to strike a balance with the number of events that you have throughout the year, just so that you're not getting people, you know, on tournament fatigue. You also want to make sure there's enough holes in the schedule so that people don't feel like they're missing out because they want to participate in a different event. So for instance, like we're not going to hold an event during Santa Cruz Masters, or you know, we have the frying pan that's either just coming up or it just happened. You know, we're not going to hold an event during that because a lot of our members go play in those. So yeah, I feel like we have a pretty good balance of how many events we have throughout the year. I'm enjoying all the events and the growth of the club these past few years. I especially like the creative non-PDGA sanctioned events. We do as well, and thank you for the feedback. Volunteered to administer a lost disc box at Via Maria last year and was told one was in the works, but nothing has happened. I'm still very interested in administering the box. So we are currently in talks with the county. There's some things going on behind the scene. And when we are able, we'll be able to make that information public. But know that, yes, it is still in the works. But there's a lot going on with Via Maria right now that we're navigating. So as soon as we have more information, we will be able to release that.
Never gonna get along.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, absolutely. We are now in the Q&A section.
What is the lost disc situation at Villa?
So there's currently a shelf on hole one's factory. So people will leave discs there, but it's not like enclosed or anything like that. So anyone can walk up and they would grab
Take
the
a
disc. And you know, I've seen families go up there before and
They do that.
maybe they don't realize it's a lost and found. You know, there's a lot of people, they'll be up there to enjoy the park for some other reason and they'll discover this stuff because it happens to be a Via Maria. But yeah, an unfortunate side effect of that is you have a lot of newer people that don't realize, oh, that's lost and found. So they're grabbing discs and they're playing with them. And of course, you always have people that are a little less honorable, a little more nefarious, and they'll steal discs.
What's the thing that's in works? Are you trying to get
Putting those blocks like we have at KP, but again, there's other things that we're having to navigate right now with Via Maria and the county.
Are they not like cool with that or something?
We have to do more protection on the trees.
Oh.
They've been damaged.
Oh, I see. The
Yeah, so
tree.
there's a lot of things that we're navigating with the
We
county.
lost a whole number of stuff.
Because of the trees.
Yes,
So we have to put up more of those barriers.
that's
Okay.
one of the things, yeah.
Also, people are throwing drivers, so. This would be.
Well,
Destroying the poor trees. Just
Yeah.
killing them.
well, we had poles up and.
Yeah, you would turn them down. Yeah.
I do love those trees. They're beautiful. We should preserve them. We should protect them.
Oh, no, that's what the department is.
Rock on. Carry on.
All right. So do you guys have any other questions, feedback? Curiosities? Oh,
So you just trying
I think I'm a part of the club, David, am I?
you are.
I'm a member. Yay.
Well,
I have a
Thank you.
thing I'd like to, can I bring up a
Yeah.
topic of sorts?
Yeah.
In relation to the odd events that person was referring to, the fun, extra, whatever events, I have a desire to drive forward a youth program for kids and teens. I don't know much about doing like event coordinating and stuff as far as like how to do that, David. I'm on the line of getting on that with you and learning more about it. I'm currently working like 50 hours a week, so like my weeks are pretty full right now. But my weekends are more open and I'm wanting to pursue maybe some like youth events, maybe some fun runs where we do like, I don't know, different holes or different kinds of things to like get kids more engaged, more interested. So I'm like kind of in the works. I know that you said that there is a youth division in the bag tag. No, not the bag tag, the
So any-
doubles. No, which one is it? Confused.
the bag tag actually has a junior division, so
But there's no like youth, like there's no like events just for the youth kids in the,
Not currently, no.
Okay.
Joke Event, runs the Fairwood Disc Golf Club through his school. He's a teacher.
yes, okay,
So he does an annual tournament. Next year will be his, second annual, Fairwood Disc Golf Club tournament.
yes,
He's trying to get other schools involved.
got it,
I know there's a couple of other teachers that are also in the club that are interested in doing more youth outreach, that is scoped to getting kids that are not necessarily on social media and not necessarily aware of disc golf in general. So they would be good resources to reach out to and try to organize with them, just so that you guys aren't duplicating efforts.
do you have their contacts, can I contact them, cause I don't know that?
I can't give out their contact information. I know that some of them are in the club,
Okay.
on the Facebook page. So that's a really good way to reach out to them. If you'd like, I can also pass your
If-
information to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, kind of what I was hoping was that I wanna start being the, like, event director, what do they call it,
The TD.
the TDs, I wanna start talking about becoming the tournament director for specifically youth events. My idea is that we could have maybe one weekend event a month. And then like maybe a bigger thing that's like, we can like get food trucks or something, like,
So you,
or add the, like, have more like representation at tournaments for the youth in our area, like have like, because you can have youth divisions and like the tournaments and stuff, but like working more with the kids and like helping them figure out how to do tournaments and like that sort of thing. So I'm like interested in becoming more involved in like maybe running those events or activities for those youth. And I don't know if I like, do I have to go through those avenues of talking to other people, or can I just start there and then those people can approach me as like it starts to build itself?
well, so my own personal opinion, I think reaching out to people that are already starting groups like that, outreach groups for youth disc golf, makes the most sense. So you are not duplicating efforts, you're not stepping on each other's toes. Right, you don't wanna be hosting a junior event when someone else is already hosting a junior event, things like that. I also think that you have a lot of really good ideas, but I feel like they're a little bit blurry. There's a couple of lines and complications that you're just not aware of yet. That we can discuss offline, cause it's more in depth. Where I think you would benefit more from having a clearly defined plan of what it is you want to do. And then being able to move and build off of that structure.
I do actually have like a pretty clear idea of like what I want to do. I mean, I want it to just be like basically like an event that we typically, the same kind that we do for like doubles, where we all meet up, we all get a card, we all get to play. My hope is that people will volunteer to help run, like, say that we get a card, say that we get 8 kids. That's 2 cards of 4 kids each. That means my hope would be that each one of those cards would have an adult who plays disc golf and can like help facilitate that round of disc golf with those 4 youth, and then have those 4 kids have like, we get all the payouts and everything at the end, just like a normal round, but instead we're talking about like kids between the ages of like 6 and 12, and then from like 12 into like 17, 18. So there's like separate where there's like young kids and then older teenagers. Each have their own division, but they can have like somebody who plays disc golf in the round with them doing the event.
Sure.
So like I have a clear idea of like exactly what I want it to look like.
Right,
Is that,
there's just additional complications that need to be considered. So that's a really good topic for offline.
okay. Very big, but I will follow up.
What's our current, power tool limitation in like at our city or county parks?
So,
Well, it's the point where San Jose City doesn't allow you to use gas powered. I was told that.
right,
you can't
yeah,
use
so
gas
during
powered tools.
fire season, we cannot
Like the
use
trim.
metal bladed mowers and we can't use gas engines.
Right, is that now?
Uh,
Is that why the fizzle so bad on some of the Kelly? No, we did, I mean, we did, I mean, a lot of people were out there.
It just really.
It It rained, yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit, and so.
I think a lot of people.
But we had issues with our,
Can't-
when
yeah.
we were out trying to get the job done, and this guy was after. It sits over there.
I mean, I think
What
it's-
about-
We can use,
at least we were using it.
I really tried, it was
Yeah.
hard.
I did too. One of them.
Hellier is so hard to mow,
Hellier.
so.
But Hellier's County, are they different than the city or?
well, I mean, there's some stuff.
Yeah.
Doesn't count, but
But
they
usually,
don't follow the rule. I mean, right now, it's fire safety, you can't use metal.
okay, yeah, but I mean,
We
the
can
gas
use trim line.
trimmers.
Yeah, they don't use it trim line
Hellier
right now,
and Loretta.
and they're gas powered.
Yeah.
We can't use gas powered right now? I thought it
Well,
was,
I will double check, but I will.
They can come tell us to stop after we're done.
the problem is they can ticket us. So,
Yeah.
and whoever's using the equipment.
I know you can't buy gas.
So we're kind of, so, but if say we want to bring our own electric, equipment, our own battery power, that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Are you saying you're gonna go and?
I brought my Makita mower out there a couple times.
Yeah.
Trust me, it was
Yeah,
not
it was-
easy and used a
it's
lot of
rough.
battery, but I did it. I mean, I'm only clearing, 100 square feet, but I just did what I could.
Yeah. They
I
just
know
need
Jason-
Jason out of the Cape, doing the same thing with his wall.
Yeah. I mean,
It's gonna be one of the bigger issues. for some of them.
so there's no
Whether
help.
it's-
Well, unless the city, so I know the city's been out there and they mowed
That's not the
Around
city,
21
it's
and
not the city.
20.
So there is,
That's the
there is.
conservation store. At Kelly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, that's the, be the city. Yeah.
So yeah, the group that goes out there is not, they're not associated with the city,
Right,
they
they're
have
not-
an agreement with the city. To take people out there that are in a class
Yeah.
that should, to like, it's like a trade school that they're doing.
Yeah, the conservation, I know it was a conservation. program.
Yeah,
So maybe we could encourage them to go on the backside by 17 maybe.
I've tried to reach out to them a couple times,
And
they
help,
have
yeah.
not responded
Really?
at all.
We gotta look through the upper echelon of
Yeah.
the city, they have a fountain.
Yeah,
I mean, even if the
I would
city,
love to be able to coordinate with them. I will bring gear for them if they need trimmers or mowers or whatnot and be out there with them.
the city's got toe behind lower, just, in 2 hours. the entire park.
The city said that they were gonna have more people hired in summer and fall this year, and they hope to participate more in the maintenance of.
I mean, I would happily volunteer with the city to do, part of it as an unpaid.
Those are all.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want a job. But, okay, so if I go out there and bring my mower or my trimmer and it's filled with a battery. But I'm gonna go out and attack hole 17 and whether it kills my mower or. take care of it.
Yeah, and we'll buy a spray battery next year.
It's, it's new 7,
What you do.
14. It's on the back road. That's where
So
we've had,
Marina's full.
that's where we've had twice homeless or, no, actually not the homeless people, some jerk. Run out in the fairway with bicycles, steal our disc and take off and off. Bonus.
So any other questions, comments, suggestions? All right, well, thank you everybody for attending. I'll go ahead and end this.